What's up guys, my name is Stoody and I'd like to welcome you all back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my Richmond 2023 season review. Now round 24 has finally come and gone, thank God. So we finished 13th on the ladder. We had a record of 10 wins, 12 losses and 1 draw. So basically let's just discuss the season, how it went and what we need to do for next season. So basically, overall, we only lost maybe 2 or so games legitly. The rest were rigged, obviously, due to Gillan McLaughlin and the match fixing. But thank God, season's over. You know, we played a VFL team most of the year as well. Tom Lynch was injured for pretty much the whole year. Gibcus was injured the whole year. We just always had injuries. Whenever it looked like we were getting closer to full strength, we'd have another injury and that sort of thing. So we drew the first game of the season. Then we got a win against the Crom at Adelaide Oval. So we're undefeated after 2 rounds, but then we lost 5 in a row due to match fixing. Now that Gold Coast game especially was absolutely disturbing, the match fixing. And some of the worst match fix games were the Gold Coast game, the Melbourne game obviously, and the Brisbane game was also severely rigged as well. I mean, there's plenty of games you can choose from. You know, there's games that we won that we were severely robbed in, like the Fremantle game for example. We won that, but we were robbed big time in that game. So just a lot of bullshit this year. I'm so glad it's over. So glad I don't have to watch football anymore. Obviously, this is the last episode of the Richmond reviews, and obviously the Supercoach videos are done as well. I might make another 1 or 2 of Supercoach, but it won't be obviously round reviews or whatever. I guess my only idea really is to do best trades, worst trades for the year or something like that. Alright, now it's time to announce the Stoody medal for the season. Now, I'll do the round 24 votes right here. Now, I didn't actually do the round 24 votes. It was King Doss again, Sporty Doss on YouTube. I didn't watch the games, so that's why I'm going off of what he's saying. So he reckons 1 vote to Thompson Dow, 2 votes to Toby Nankervis, and 3 votes to Dustin Martin. And he reckons Spud of the Week should be Daniel Rioli. So I'll put up the leaderboard right now. So I'd like to say congratulations to Tim Taranto on winning the student medal for the 2023 AFL season. Now, I'll put up Spud of the Weeks on the screen right now, so you can see all the Spud of the Weeks on the screen. Now, when it comes to Spud of the Year, this one's a tough one, mainly because there is 3 players that all have 4 nominations. Now, originally, it was going to be whoever has the most nominations, but we have a 3-way tie. That ties between Maurice Rioli Jr., Ryan Mansell and Ben Miller. Now, I'm thinking about who is the biggest Spud of the year. I think I'm going to eliminate Ben Miller from the mix, because he was definitely better than Mansell and Rioli for the year. Now, let's talk about the other 2. So Ryan Mansell, he had a couple of games where he was close to being Spud of the Week, so he could have easily won the Spud of the year. And then Maurice Rioli Jr., he just hasn't been able to get going this year. He only kicked 1 goal, which was in round 1. So I've got to think about this long and hard. I'll go with the guy who almost got Spud of the Week quite a few other times. Or do I go with the guy who got injured during the year, but had less of an impact overall than Ryan Mansell? I think I'm going to go with Maurice Rioli Jr. as Spud of the Year. Mainly because Ryan Mansell did actually have some good games, but Maurice Rioli Jr. did not. So, yeah, I think Maurice Rioli Jr. Is going to get Spud of the Year. But hopefully he can turn it around next year. He has the talent to do so. Now, when it comes to next year, who's going to be our coach? I think there's 3 main contenders, other than Minnie, of course. We've got Chris Newman, who is a former Richmond captain, and we have Daniel Giansanaccusa, a really stupid last name. I used to hate him back in the day because of his last name, but I'll love him if he becomes Richmond coach. And then we've got Adam Uze. I'm leaning towards Adam Uze. I think we need someone outside of Richmond to come in, do a clean out of the list, and restart. That's what we need. And I think Adam Uze is the guy. My second choice, obviously, Giansanaccusa, and then Chris Newman. I know they're all good coaches. Obviously, it would be nice to see Chris Newman come back to the club, but I just don't think that we should have a Richmond guy at the helm. Because when we appointed Hardwick, he was not a Richmond guy. He'd never had anything to do with Richmond. So I think our new coach needs to be someone who doesn't have anything to do with Richmond. Isn't, you know, soft on all the premiership players like Mini and Dimmer were, you know, always playing Pickett and McIntosh. Even though they're cooked, same with Grimes, he's also cooked. They need to go. I know Grimes definitely won't go, but hopefully McIntosh and Pickett either get traded or delisted. When it comes to trading, I don't think we should go for a big name. I think the only sort of players we should go for are guys that we can bring in cheap if they fill a hole, such as a key forward position, or perhaps a fast midfielder. I think that's something that we'll need. Maybe even a key defender. But as long as they're cheap, you know, they might be fringe players at other clubs that maybe has some potential to become half decent. I mean, I have to give up like a 4th round pick or something like that. But other than that, I think we should be trying to bring in a 1st round pick. I know we're targeting Gold Coast's 1st round pick, which they finished, where did they finish? 14th. I think that'll be pick 5, won't it? Yeah, so we could get pick 5, but we'll have to give up probably some more picks as well. I think Gold Coast want some later picks for this year, so we might have to give up a heap of picks later on in the draft this year. To get pick 5, maybe even a player or next year's picks. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I'm hoping we get a 1st round pick. We trade one in because we need one. We need to try and stock up on draft picks for the next few years so we can rebuild and hopefully go again in a few years' time, contend again. We do have some good young players on the list, so we won't have to do a West Coast or a North Melbourne, go right down to the bottom of the ladder. We'll be more like a Hawthorn maybe a little bit better than that. Hawthorn's list is in a pretty good way now after, you know, their really bad reload that they tried to do. They have bounced back, so hopefully we can kind of copy Hawthorn in a way. Or not the reload part, but, you know, the rebuilding part. Yeah, I want to see some of the younger players get games. You know, I don't want to see guys like McIntosh and Pickett clog up the list. You know, I want to see Samson Ryan out there playing. I want to see Ben Miller playing. I want to see Sam Banks playing. Apparently that Trezise did really good as well. I want to see Tom Brown, who's a 1st round pick who only just made his debut, play. I know he's been injured a bit, but I want to see more of him. I want to see Thompson Dow a bit more and stop dropping Jack Ross, for fuck's sakes. He's been doing good, so I want to see those kinds of guys in the team. If a player, I don't care how good of a career they've had. If a player's playing trash, drop them. You know, like Dylan Grimes, for example. He's had a superstar caliber career, but he's been trash this year, so drop him, bring him in a younger player who is actually going to play better, who's actually hungry. Not a 3-time premiership player who's satisfied, stomach full. But yeah, I think we need to draft a key forward, good key forward. If we can get a draft pick early and there's a really good young key forward available, I think we go for him. Or we go for a midfielder who's fast, you know, quick, because our midfield's way too slow. That's what I think we need to do for the most part. But anyway, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, leave a like on this video. Also be sure to subscribe to my premium member, Let's Chat with Nick. Link to his channel is in the description. Also be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also be sure to join my Discord server. It's called Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also be sure to subscribe to my 2nd YouTube channel. It's called Stoody Archives. Link to that is also in the description. Also be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, I also have TikTok. The username for all of those is StoodyYT. Links to all those will also be in the description. I hope you've had a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.